Consensus against Tinubu. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to listen. The imminent emergence of Senator Abdullahi Adamu as the next chairman of All Progressives Congress (APC) has waxed belief that President Muhammadu Buhari was not detached from the politics that played out in the days leading to the enactment of a new electoral act. I don't know what it means, but all I can perceive is I perceive more crisis in the APC. The news in detail, please stay with us. The new electoral act has, to the consternation of those outside Buhari's political ambit, emboldened him to forge his imprimatur on the 2023 general election, and particularly on the emergence of his successor. Of course, it is the desire of every retiring president everywhere to have a say on who succeeds him. In the case of the President Buhari, this tradition has been particularly tricky given the role played by Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in his 2015 nomination and election. Tinubu, in the opinion of several persons, deserves to be more than compensated by Buhari in attaining his life ambition of being president of Nigeria. However, indications are that this will not be. The ominous signs for Team Tinubu are everywhere, and the former Lagos State Governor, the former kingmaker, has taken his fate in his hands. Indeed, to the distress of some political commentators, Tinubu has reduced himself, running around in a way not fitting for a kingmaker of his status. Now, the pliable weapon being used against Tinubu appears to be the newly signed Electoral Act, which the Buhari camp seems to have quickly taken as a tool to forge a consensus against his former political benefactor. The Tinubu camp was obviously aware of a plot, and hence the move it took to approve the use of consensus in the adoption of party officials and candidates by political parties in the electoral bill. You'll recall that Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, a protege of Tinubu's, was the one who caused the election of a clause as an option in the election of candidates and party officials. That was done in the best stage of the passage of the bill last November, the adoption of only direct primary. It was widely reported would have favored Tinubu, who had the advantage in high voting states like Kano, Borno, Katsina, and Lagos State. The president minders rejected the move and returned the bill to the National Assembly. Remember, the president insisted on the adoption of consensus as an option. Indeed, when he returned last January, we also saw the dithering procrastination of the Speaker, Gbajabiamila-led House of Representatives, in amending it. Now, following the president's assent to the reworked bill penultimate Friday, we have seen the ease with which the consensus option has been used in adopting Senator Abdullahi Adamu as the next national chairman of the All Progressive Congress (APC). The president, according to the news report, was reported to have told governors who were all grumbling about the choice of Adamu to go home that he had made his choice. It is now obvious that the planned emergence of Adamu as the national chairman of the APC is only the first stage in forging the consensus against Tinubu in the presidential race. It was not as if the governors who objected to Adamu were in any way sympathetic to Tinubu. Many of them had the agenda. Of course, there are many reasons that the governors were opposed to Adamu. The first being the fact that he is not a man that many of them can push around. When Adamu was the governor, many of the governors were in the infantile stage of politics. For Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and his backers, the emergence of Adamu as national chairman is also ominous for many reasons. The first is that Adamu was a principal associate of President Olusegun Obasanjo when they were governors together between 1999 and 2007. Whereas Adamu was a strong backer of the third-term plot, Tinubu was on the other side. Both men as governors hardly associated, and it is said that it is late for them to be changing positions. Adamu has been quoted in an interview that has lately turned viral to have said that it was not compulsory for the next president to come from the south. In effect, Tinubu is not within his perspective, and the idea of power shift within the APC is not one that could be necessarily driven by the party leadership under Senator Adamu. Buhari may have fetched that move to accomplish his political purpose in a way no president in the Fourth Republic has done. The last president to have wielded strong influence on the polity in the way Buhari is doing was President Obasanjo, but Obasanjo did not go half as far as Buhari has done. Indeed, under Obasanjo, there were alternative power centers within the ruling party where the Senate could run to. In 2003, when Chris Uba made his move to remove Governor Chris Ngige from office, Honorable Chinedu Duru, a former member of the House of Representatives from Anambra State, put a call to Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who was then at the Lagos Polo Club. With Obasanjo as out of the country at that time, Ngige was released from detention and removed and resumed as governor. But under President Buhari, there are no alternative power centers within the APC. Everyone must wait for and take a cue from the body language of the president. So it is now clear that the electoral law stipulating the use of consensus as an acceptable option in nominating party candidates, that President Buhari will wield the option in pushing forward his favored nominee, and that person from every handwriting on the wall and from Buhari's body language is certainly not Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Your analysis sounds a little bit sensible but not convincing enough to push a point to the final destination. Nobody can play this type of politics without the involvement of a political strategist like Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in any political party he belongs in this country. All I know is that APC can never underestimate the importance of Asiwaju Tinubu when it comes to politicking in Nigeria. The rest is left for rational thinking Nigerians to understand and agree with me. They cannot force Tinubu to support their candidate, that one is for sure. He can decide to support Atiku against Buhari's church. At the end of the day, this is the part where I say, as far as they have not said, oh, this is our presidential flag bearer, we don't have any business with them. Tinubu has plan B, as you see him. He's a master planner and a game changer. If they think they can maneuver him, APC will scatter beyond repair, then PDP will grab the presidency. That's why I keep saying both parties are the same. There is no difference between the PDP and the APC. The earlier you get it, the better. Okay. That's the plan Tinubu has, but the North has a better game against Tinubu, and have decided to keep it secret. They would rather die than for Tinubu to be president. Die, don't enter them. Well, I do. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for